Testosterone has become one of the most misunderstood hormones in modern culture. For some, it is treated as dangerous, for others, controversial, and for many men, it is something they're discouraged from questioning at all. This is not about optimization shortcuts, and it's not about quick fixes. This is about basic human biology. It is a core human hormone that has shaped how men move, think, recover, adapt, and survive for thousands of years. To understand why so many men feel different today, we first have to understand what testosterone is, why it mattered historically, and what has quietly changed. Testosterone is not about power or ego. It is a hormone that acts as a biological signal supporting vitality across the body. Testosterone plays a central role in maintaining muscle mass, bone density, energy regulation, and neurological function throughout adult life. But it also influences mood, motivation, confidence, cognitive sharpness, and the ability to handle stress. Historically, testosterone helped men adapt to demanding environments, but the early humans did not live sedentary lives. They moved daily, and they were exposed to cold, heat, sunlight, hunger, effort, and risk. Testosterone supported that reality. It helped regulate energy, resilience, and physical capability, not for performance, but for survival. And this distinction matters, as testosterone is not about aggression, it's about capability. Capability to work, capability to move, capability to remain present under pressure, and the capability to show up when things are physically or mentally demanding. For most of human history, testosterone levels were shaped by environment and behavior, not screens, not comfort, and not constant stimulation. For a long time, testosterone was simply understood as a health signal, something the body relied on to function properly. Then gradually, the conversation changed. Testosterone stopped being talked about in terms of balance or health and started being framed as a problem. It became associated with abuse, with cheating, with shortcuts and extreme behavior. The only examples people were exposed to were rarely about health. Testosterone was most visible at the extremes, in cases of abuse, cheating, and reckless use. And as a result, proper medical assessment of hormones became blurred with steroid misuse. The idea of balance was lost. Testosterone stopped being seen as something to understand and manage, and started being seen as something risky or controversial, which has led to a modern world problem that men are being told that feeling tired, flat, or disengaged was just part of getting older, that it was normal, that it wasn't worth looking into. Symptoms were dismissed rather than examined. Questions went unasked and unanswered. Testosterone was never the issue. Misuse was the issue. Misunderstanding was the issue, and as a result, silence became the default. This is where the story becomes less cultural and more environmental. Across multiple age groups, average testosterone levels in men are lower than they were in previous generations. Large population studies show that male testosterone levels have been declining by around 1% per year over the past several decades, even after accounting for aging. This decline is not limited to older men. Research now shows that around 1 in 5 younger men show signs of low testosterone, a pattern once assumed to affect only later in life. There is no single cause, the change is cumulative. Modern life has altered how humans live at a biological level. Less physical movement, less exposure to sunlight, more artificial light, poorer sleep quality, ultra-processed food, chronic psychological stress, endocrine disrupting chemicals in everyday environments, long periods of sitting, and constant digital stimulation. Individually, none of these factors undermines health on its own, but together, over years and decades, they gradually reshape hormone signaling. This is not about blame, and it's not a failure of character or discipline. It reflects a broader environmental shift that few people were ever taught to recognize. A shift where modern comfort has quietly altered the conditions that once supported hormonal balance. When testosterone declines at a population level, it reflects a broader shift affecting large numbers of men. The effects are rarely dramatic at first, but then they tend to show up quietly. Lower energy, reduced physical drive, slower recovery, lower mental resilience, and less motivation to engage physically. Over time, these changes can influence how men show up, whether that be at work, in relationships, and in their own bodies. Ignoring it does not make it disappear, and being aware does not mean panicking or looking for shortcuts or quick fixes. It means understanding how your body works. Taking testosterone seriously is not about vanity, it's about responsibility. You cannot address something if you refuse to acknowledge it, and you cannot take real agency over your health if you are taught not to ask questions. questions. Awareness does not solve the problem on its own. It is where real understanding and informed decisions begin. Testosterone is not a trend. It is not an optimization tool, and it is not a problem to be avoided. It is a fundamental part of how the male body functions. Over time, the environment men live in has changed, but our biology has not. That gap helps explain why so many men feel different today than they did generations ago. These changes have shaped testosterone levels in ways most people were never educated about. Understanding what testosterone is, what has influenced it, and why it matters is not about fear or promoting shortcuts. It is about breaking myths, restoring context, and making informed decisions about health going forward. Health does not exist in isolation from the environment that shapes it.